That is a rescue swimmer going down into a street in Houston, Texas. There's a road under that water somewhere. For 4 days at the end of August 2017, this was the only way anyone was getting out. Harvey came ashore near Rockport, Texas, late on the 25th of August, 2017, as a Category 4 hurricane with winds of 130 miles an hour. It was the first Category 4 storm to hit the United States in 13 years.
Too shallow. Oh shit, I hope we don't get stuck. Alright, let's start the fire.
Alright, I'll stand clear, don't worry.
Or actually, you want to drift up, so you drift up to the shallow and you jump on. That's it.
Then it stopped. The storm sat over the Texas coast for 4 days and did not move, and it kept pulling water off the Gulf and dropping it on the same ground. .58 inches of rain fell at Nederland, Texas. That is 5 feet. The National Hurricane Center calls Harvey the most significant tropical cyclone rainfall event in United States history in both scope and peak amounts since reliable records began in the 1880s. Close to 7 million people had more than 30 inches of rainfall on them. 11,000 had more than 50. In Houston, the bayous filled, then the reservoirs, and then the streets became the drainage. The Texas National Guard went in on the ground first, in flat-bottom boats and high-water trucks, down roads where the interstate signs were the only way left to tell where you were.
We're not backtracking, man.
I'm hanging on to your helmet.
That's good.
It did not stop when it got dark. This is a guard boat crew working a flooded street at night, finding people by searchlight. But there were streets no boat could reach in time. And that is where this comes in. An HH-60, Pave Hawk of the 106th Rescue Wing, New York Air National Guard, over Houston on the 29th of August. The camera is on the crewman at the door. He runs the hoist, he watches the cable, and he is the one who reaches out and pulls whoever is on the end of it into the aircraft. What comes up is not what you expect. A woman. Then a small boy in a striped shirt sat down on the floor of a helicopter with a stranger's hand on his back. Then a baby wrapped in a towel, handed up through the door. Look out the door between the lifts and you can see what they were pulling people out of. That is a subdivision. Every one of those roofs has a street in front of it, and you cannot find a single one. The 31st of August near Beaumont, 70 miles east. This is the 920th Rescue Wing Air Force Reserve, and the person on the end of that cable cannot climb into anything. So a pararescueman goes down and comes back up holding her. She is in a litter, in a green shirt, with white hair, 100 feet over her own neighborhood, and she is entirely still. The Coast Guard flew the same pattern over the whole metro area, and they flew it for 2 weeks. By the 7th of September, when the Coast Guard closed its search and rescue operation, it had taken 11,022 people out of the water in Texas, and 1,384 pets. "68 people died in Harvey, all of them in Texas, and all but 3 of them drowned in fresh water rather than in the sea. 36 of them were in Harris County, which is Houston. That is the number the air crews did not reach. The 11,000 is the number they did. Everything you have watched was filmed by the crews who flew and drove these missions and released to the public through DVids.